Hello, beautiful souls. It's Teresa Countman at the Woo Report, part storyteller, part energy interpreter, and part chatty grandma. So let's get into the tarot reading for today, the guidance. And let's see, we have the Nine of Cups. Get my notes. But the foundational card for the collective. This card provides insight into what grounds us and what we need to feel secure, so how we're feeling as a collective. And so the Nine of Cups, this base energy is contentment, satisfaction, and emotional fulfillment, a wish granted, but also a reminder to appreciate what is already here. So in America, we have a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot here, and that's been one of my ongoing themes, to appreciate everything that has been done for you and to go forward with that. Not saying everything was perfect, neither nor are we. I'm sure history's going to look back and go, wow, wow, what did they do? What were they thinking? So, we have to give grace and look at also the good things that brought us to the place we are today. Everybody in America, even though things are tough, we still have a semblance of civility. Thank goodness we still have our basic rights to protect ourselves, free speech to some extent. But also people have to realize with free speech there are consequences. Not saying that there should be some arbitrator free speech, but if you say mean things and if you do bad things. I know recently a bad thing that somebody had done was the tennis hat. I don't even know who that guy was. It became a thing where he just stole the hat from the little kids, clutches. And some of the collective said, oh, it's fair and square. It wasn't in his hand yet, so it's not stealing. It's like the guy leans over in. So some of those things, if you do things, you have the freedom to do a lot of things, but, the internet, has a way of blowing this up. I guess I don't know if he's a billionaire, but millionaire. Some kind of international construction person acting that way. And I'm just not sure. And his wife was like cataloging it. I'm just not sure if they're just greedy people. Like the Halloween ring cams that showed the parents allowing their kids just to dump whole bowls of candy. I might allow my kids to take, okay, if I was giving it out, I'd give you a handful. Take a handful. You don't just need one. Anyway. That's the Nine of Cups. So we need to appreciate what we have. But, and then we have the Seven of Wands. Let's go forward to the next card. We have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is our vibration today. The vibe being put off in the collective. And that's going to be standing your ground. Boundaries matter. Even when satisfaction tempts you to relax. Boundaries matter. Stand your ground. But don't be fearful of things, because sometimes it's just our imagination, just mask and putting us in the corner. But, there are things going on that is just beyond our control. So we have to just stand our ground, and boundaries matter, and realize that. And the challenge is the Nine of Pentacles, which is interesting how it feeds into yesterday's, but let's just go forward with this. The challenge is independence and self-sufficiency, knowing your worth and standing tall in it without over-isolation or pride. So you can see a theme here developing with, knowing your worth, just being here, being alive, your soul's value, and then going forward with the materium and wealth. But it's wealth accumulation is just, your soul's expression in the materium. So then we have the outlook. And the outlook is the wheel. It's the fates in this Dreamkeepers tarot, which I really like. These are like threads in these dresses. So it's a real interesting take on the Wheel of Fortune. And that is this week's card. If you look to the right, in the different deck, it's in the Tattoo Tarot's deck. The weekly card for this week of September was the Wheel of Fortune. So that's and that's been coming up this week too. So it's really interesting. So the fates, the Wheel of Fortune, destiny is at play. Cycles are turning, and we are in a collective checkpoint moment. What unfolds today may feel like it is written into the pattern of the month. And we have some really interesting stuff coming up in the astrology and the energy that's happening. And I will put this out. And then I'm going to put out a second video. And in the second video, I'll have the energy to a certain time, Schumann. And then I'm just going to append this for people who didn't watch the tarot reading to the energy report. So it kind of will be a repeat of the tarot reading. It will be a repeat. So just to let you know, that's just the flow I kind of decided on, so I can get out the tarot reading quicker and then still do the energy report together with the tarot reading to make it make sense together as the day. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just working through the process, and it's not always so easy. I'm learning that, you know, these tech issues and stuff, even though I have a technical background, sort of, but it's more graphical and, you know, web design. And actually I started out in desktop publishing, so long time ago. So the fates is happening. So what unfolds today may feel like it's written into the pattern of the month. So the Wheel of Fortune. So the pattern of the month. There was these cards up at the top. That's the theme of September. So quite interesting. A lot of swords. But there's the Pentacles, the vibration, the theme of the month. So it's really unfolding really nicely. And flow from yesterday to today. So here are these cards down here. Let me get my cursor on them. We don't want that. I do not know why it worked when I was testing it, but now it wants to do this. So hopefully that comes across in my recording as a cursor, but it's the and you're going to see everything. I guess that's one of the problems. I do that. Okay, there. All right. With this method that I'm just trying out today. Oh, see what happens? I just do that and that happens. Okay. We want to go back here to 90. We are at 90. Okay, just go up here. Don't touch the picture. Nope. It's not liking that. Okay, we'll just do what we are doing. Kind of bums me out. I'll work on it. Maybe next recording. So from today to yesterday we saw the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Wands, Death. We saw the Fates also. And we saw I want to make sure we stay on there, the Fates, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. Those were the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords were the clarifying cards. You can see the dead. Well, I guess maybe not dead, but it is the crow without the swords in them. Anyway, from the Crow deck, the Crow Tarot. I really like that deck. Excuse me. So from that spread was about patience, leadership, and enduring painful endings while trusting destiny's wheel, the outcome. So today, the Nine of Pentacles reappears as the clarifier. Today, the Nine of Pentacles appears not as the clarifier, but as the challenge card. That's our challenge card. Right here, challenge. Yesterday, it was the clarifier showing independence on the other side of hardship. Today, it says, don't let independence become isolation or ego. Yesterday's death card, it was the challenge yesterday was the death card. Yesterday's death card is now echoed by today's Ace of Pentacles. Endings open the soil for new seeds. So the thread of the week was the anchor, the Wheel of Fortune. And that's up by my tarot. I don't have it so you can see my mouse cursor. Sad. So the weekly anchors the Wheel of Fortune, and this card shows up again today as the Fates in the Outlook position. That tells us the lesson of the week is in full motion. Cycles turning, destiny aligning, fate weaving through daily experience. Early in the week, we had swords, mental struggle and conflict. Midweek brought death and fool's thresholds. Today showed us 10 of swords endings. Yesterday showed us 10 of swords ending. Yesterday showed 10 of swords ending with that crow. Okay, so today reveals 9 of cups, 9 energy. Cups plus pentacles were both 9s showing up. I thought that was interesting. Showing accumulation before a shift. So we're getting ready to shift again, of course, with the wheel and the energy. The Schumann card, the Schumann energy card was the Knight. That was kind of interesting with the energy, bringing it into the that's just this human resonance energy. So the Knight of Swords, and it's fast. It's like off with your head without even thinking, can be very impulsive. So the energy this month is going to feel like this. So with that, and then the Wheel of Fortune is this week. It's been a really, really energetic week from a lot of changes. From overblown energy to no energy. So thought that was interesting. So let's see. So this week has been about turbulence, endings, and renewal. And today marks a checkpoint of satisfaction, balance, and destiny turning. And tomorrow will be the last day of the week. Today is the 6th day of the week, Sabbath. It's the Sabbath day. So if you practice those, you're probably not watching this, or some people practice it with a lot of vigor, vim and vigor. Don't do anything, and I appreciate that as a practice, and we all should have some kind of practice like that where we turn off everything. And weekly, we shouldn't do it. I don't think we should do it in a religious fashion necessarily, but if you don't, then you don't do it. It's just that easy. It's really hard to do that. We used to have a culture that helped us, and I think I talked about that before with just Sunday, nothing was open. I remember my mom's stress, so, oh my goodness, you couldn't do certain things. She had 5 kids, she was a single mom, in a bad situation, bad neighborhood. It was just, like, so feel for her now as an adult of what the struggle she went through. Anyway, so the connection to the month, the checkpoint. And I think one of the checkpoints we need right now to understand too about this rest and stuff is that there's this portal opening, and I've talked about that in previous videos about letting go of everything. It's going to be a small, narrow but we can't have everything with us. We need to let go of past hurts and forgiveness. We need to forgive. And some of the hardest forgiveness for me is forgiving cultural things, right? And that is for a lot of other people too. It's like, oh, they did this to me. They did this to our culture. They did this, to my family, and those things. So in who? Well, one of the things that I've been blaming and went through the foreclosure crisis is the banks. Their bad behavior. And then our government going along with it, and our court system going along with these criminal activities and allowing those things to happen, and allowing families to just be disseminated, destroyed. That's hard to forgive. So I think we should forgive but not forget, because these systems do need to be overhauled and new systems in place when we want to go forward to the new earth. And these things, they cannot come. These criminals, bad players, actors, demons, whatever you want to call them, this new energy that's coming into the earth, and why these portals are opening and we're having these opportunities to experience more of the spiritual side, the ether, more of what the new earth is going to be like, is that the energies that are coming on the horizon, we're going to have a new golden age. It is the beginning of the age of Aquarius, just the beginning. And they're going to lose power, and you can see already the panic. Can you imagine as it gets more and more, they're losing their power? They want to control more. They've lost their power. Nobody's watching their news anymore. Sure, we watch it, mock it, and you watch commentary on it, but nobody takes it serious after all the lies we've been fed. So with those things going forward, we have to realize that, it's getting better. It's not getting worse. It feels like it's getting worse because we're coming up. The collective is rising, and that is a direct threat to consumerism and the powers that be. And also, there's just not like as many people around too, so that's putting a lot of pressure on corporations. And that's one of the reasons why, if you looked at the why they need so many immigrants in our Western cultures, is to keep that alive. They need consumers. Period. But do we really want? We do not want societies like that just based on consumerism and them profiting and us not, us slaving. So that's a whole nother topic, and I'm thinking about just doing a, off the chart. I'm not doing any energy reading, but just talking about some of the things that are going on that really is a reflection of the energy of what's going on. So, so the connection to the monthly root was the Eight of Pentacles. Plus we had the Knight of Swords with the energy. And then the Eight of Pentacles, it's right up there, pointing to it for the month. But that was the month. So the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords was the energy. So those together. So September is about steady daily work. That's what September's going to be about. While sharp collective shifts push us forward. Today's Ace and Two of Pentacles echoes that monthly theme. So today's Two of Pentacles. That's the hidden card, is Two of Pentacles. So today's the Two of Pentacles. Echo that monthly theme. Seeds planted, daily, balance in practice, progress through patience. So we have to learn these things in our lives to get through and to keep in mind, our outcomes, our goals. We want a better future for ourselves and our families and our culture. So the monthly gift is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords was our monthly gift. Where is our page? Oh, right there. The naked lady. Okay, so she was the gift. So the Dreamkeepers tarot is new to me, and the symbology. I really like it, though. It's really interesting and new for me. So it's not the same old weight deck. So so we have to progress through patience. And the monthly gift, the Page of Pentacles, shines here today too. It's fertile for new learning, new opportunities, but only if we step out of self-deception. The Seven of Swords. So we have to step out of the deception, because the Seven of Swords was the hidden card. And that's hidden from us. It could be hidden from us, from ourselves, in our subconscious. And say our subconscious mind might be some of the inner workings of what's going on, like that we don't know about, bad things in our bodies. And in the collective body, it would be what our governments are doing that aren't helpful to us and just helpful to for them to retain their own power. So we need new opportunities, but only if we step out of the self-deception and into integrity. So it's really important to not say, oh, but they did that, so we can cheat and lie too. No. And I'm also concerned about people who want to wish ill on people. Like the people who thought President Trump was dead. I'm like, and then saying how sad they are. They don't realize their energy is reflecting back on themselves. Something bad might happen to them or their families. It's just a karmic kind of thing. They're allowing these energies to be around them of hate and wishing ill people. If you do have those type of feelings, and we all do, it's not anything, that nobody has ever thought. And I don't think it on a regular, but I have thought about things like that. And we just need to clear that from our energy field and just say that's not who I want to be. That's not the integrity I want to keep. That's not what I want my children to know, and how I don't want them to operate in that realm either. So we have to be really, really careful about, those kind of, especially public vibrations that they're putting out on TikTok and that. It's very, very mostly damaging to themselves. Not. It could be damaging to other, their children, other people around them, feeling their energy, and people watching that could also absorb that energy of wishing ill will onto others. I guess that is, a biblical form. That's, to me, is more witchcraft than these cards. I'm not trying to do anything evil with these cards. I am not trying to hurt anybody with these cards. I am just trying to find a path and ways to understand the mysteries and the, things of life. And it helps us with archetypes. And the same, a God, a Jesus, and all these things are just archetypes that we want and I guess probably need. Anyway, so with those nines that showed up, that today is a destiny day, the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles show emotional and material fulfillment is within reach. But the 7s remind us there's 2 7s, that there are still tests of resilience and honesty. The fates stand in the outlook, reminding us that cycles turn whether or not we feel ready. Yesterday's endings, the 10 of Swords and death, have prepared the soil. Today's Ace of Pentacles offers the new seed. With patience, balance, and integrity, we move closer to the harvest this month promises. So I do like the Ace of Pentacles as a new seed. There's one. So that was a clarifying card that we do have a seed. And with patience, balance, and integrity, we move closer to the harvest that this month promises. So that is, with a good ending. So I'm going to end the tarot part of this today's September 6th, 2025, Saturday of this part of the video, and I will be back with the energy part and try to quickly meld it all together because these just get longer and longer as I chat and chattier. Okay, I will see you soon.